Hey guys, so at this point you should have completed obviously the first question that we did together using the video that I posted. And then you should have completed the 7 questions. And now we're going to complete something slightly different, but it's the same concept. So you want to always ask yourself, whenever you're trying to write the proportions, you always want to write the similarity statement first. First off, what do we know in this question? We know that this angle is congruent to this angle. How do we know? They marked it up. So we can say that angle N is congruent to angle K. You, though, should also realize that there's vertical angles here. You should realize that this angle and this angle are congruent. So you can, in a sense, say, and usually you want to use 3 letters, but I'm going to use just 1 letter here. Angle M is congruent to angle M, and how do we know? These are vertical angles. So although they didn't give it to us, you need to know that, because anytime 2 lines are making an X, right, they form vertical angles. Anytime 2 lines intersect like it's doing in this diagram. So as a result, we can say triangle O N M, and you could write the letters in any order that you wish for the first one, is similar. Remember, this symbol means similar. So this symbol right here means similar. They're not the same they're not the same size. They're the same shape, but not the same size, right? Or in other words, the sides are proportional. So ONM is similar to triangle. Since O would be, in a sense, congruent to L, so it will be L, and N is congruent to K. We need to write that in the same order, K, and then we have M as the last one, L, K, M. Now, notice the bottom here. And but before we do, I'm going to do something that I think would help you guys, or will help you guys. I'm going to put the numbers 1, 2, and 3 as just labels, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now, notice NM. NM is number 2 and number 3, right? KM is also number 2 and number 3. What they're asking is for you to come up with a different proportion, like a different fraction, so to speak, with different letters. So you can use anything that makes sense. But notice how NM is for this triangle. And that's at the top, right? So we got to use different letters from that triangle. So it could be 1 and 3, or any other combination works. And if you said 1 and 2, that's correct. So you can use either or. I'm going to choose to use 1 and 2. So it could be ON, or you could say OM. So instead of ON, you could have also written OM. But what does ON correspond to? ON corresponds to LK. So we're going to put LK here. All right? Or you can say, instead of this, it could be in the blank, OM over LM. And make sure the letters are capital, guys. The letters must be capital, and I think Delta Math is going to tell you that. So let's write that in. So it's going to be ON over, and I know I erased my annotations, ON corresponds to LK. And let's submit it. And they marked it right. And notice how they give us different possibilities here. So notice how ON, they wrote NO is the same thing. And they wrote OM and LM. So you could have written either or for this question. All right. I hope that made sense. But I think the first thing you should try to do is write the similarity statement. Put the numbers 1, 2, 3 to kind of look at what corresponds to what, and then go from there. You can also do this as they did, either or, but you got to do something that makes sense to you. All right. Your next step is to complete these 5 questions in this section. And then after this, you're going to complete questions 1 through 5, which is in your handout, right? But you're going to put the answers in Delta Math to see if you're right or wrong. For question 4 and 5, I'm going to be grading that at some other point, and it's not going to tell you if you're right or wrong. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.